Well, hello, this is Keith Klein. I'm your instructor in ADN, COMM 101, Fundamentals of Public Speaking. And I want to tell you about some things that will help you do much better in this class, provided you pay attention to what we'll be talking to you about. All right, let's start with some things you need to be very much aware of. You, at this point, should already have submitted a fantasy name. The instructions for that are on the announcements page. Most of you still have not done that. That's not a good sign. We're 5 days into the class, and some of you appear not to have even looked at what the class requirements are. Doesn't bode well for how you'll do in this class. The fantasy name also talks about a photo ID, which you need to send to me, and that's all explained in the announcements page also, and I don't have that from most of you, so you need to take care of that. There's also instructions there about what to put in the subject line for all email messages you send me. Make sure you follow that to the letter. It's crucial. It's one of the other ways I find out whether anyone reads any of the directions that they're given. All right, now let's start talking about the fundamentals of this class. You see this shot right here? Inch or two above the head, essentially the bust line. This is the only shot I ever want to see on any of your videos. You have a visual, it's over there somewhere. You send me a copy. Unless you can hold up something right here in front of the camera and show it to me that way, fine. But anything you got to hold up over there, don't move the camera. Don't change this shot. This is the only shot I ever want to see. You're going to hear me talk about that, and I'm telling you right now, we're going to start off with, if you don't follow this direction, think in terms of your grade on a particular speech going down one full letter, because I say this and people still act like they don't know what I'm talking about. See this shot, the only shot I ever want to see in this class, no matter what camera you use. Audience. You are required to have an audience of 6 people for every one of your speeches. Those people must be 16 years of age and older. When your audience is present, they're sitting out there in front of you after they introduce themselves on camera. You do not take a picture of the audience. You have this shot right here. You're not there yet. The audience walks in. As they come in, they say, "Hi, I'm Keith Klein, and I'm 148 years old." If they don't want to talk about how old they are, they can just say, "I'm over 21. Make sure that they're over 16 years of age. We cannot have anyone under the age of 16 as an audience member. Make sure you understand that. If they don't want to say their age, just say over 21. Each person comes in one after another. They come in, look at the camera and say, "My name is, I'm this many years old," and leave. Next person comes in. All 6 people. After the 6th person has come in, you may want to wait a second as you come in for everyone to get seated and the noise in the room to quiet down. Then you check out what you're going to start off with, look up at the camera, and start. This shot, only this shot. Inch or two above the head, bust line, only shot I ever want to see, framed up like this shot is framed up. A couple of things you need to remember. The microphone is on the camera. Now you can zoom to this shot from way back there, but the microphone is way back there. So make sure you move the camera in to get this shot, because it's not going to change. Never going to zoom in, zoom out, tilt up, tilt down, pan left, pan right. Never going to happen. So make sure you get the shot. There have been a couple of questions about the digital video camera. I have to tell you what Ivy Tech says. Truth of the matter is, if the video and audio are sound and good and I can see it, I don't know what kind of camera you use. I have an iPad. I can get better video on an iPad than I can get on some video cameras. However, the camera must be on a tripod. It can't be shaking. It can't be zooming in and out. It can't be off kilter. Your shot can't have you way over here and those kinds of things. You've got to have the shot that I am showing you right now. And it's got to be clear enough that I can see your eyes, crucial. Got to be light on your face, and I've got to be able to hear you distinctly. Okay? I don't send camera police to people's houses to see. But if you come there with a cell phone, and this cell phone's moving all up and down and in and out and all of those things as you're doing it, then I guarantee you that it's going to be somebody shaking like that, and that shot's going to be doing this. Ain't going to work. Okay? So make sure that you do the video that I need. No bright lights behind you. No bright lights in the picture. A bright light will cause the iris of your camera to tighten down. You lose all features of your face. I've got to be able to see your eyes. I've got to be able to see light on the face. No bright, shiny objects behind you. Your best bet is to pick a plain wall. Do not stand in front of a door, a patio door, a window, or anything with light coming in behind you unless it's absolutely dark outside. Control the room noise. I've had people that have had police monitors on in the room. They'd get used to it. But in the middle of the speech, if I hear, car 54, go to 4th and Elm, we've got a disturbance, I don't want to hear any of that. You send your kids in the next room, they're fighting, I can hear it. It disturbs me being able to pay attention to your speech. Not going to help you. If they're in the other room and the TV is up so loud that I can hear that audio as well as I can hear you, not going to help you. Pets barking, walking through the picture, toenails on wooden floors, all kinds of things that can cause problems. I had a student one time stand next to a 1,000,000-gallon fish tank, I'm exaggerating, had bubblers in it. All during the speech, all I could hear was the bubblers. And as a result, throughout the speech, I had the terrible urge, I had to go to the bathroom. Contact yourself in terms of what your house sounds like. You even have some furnaces, when they turn on, the noise is incredibly loud. For the length of the speech, you may want to turn it off. Don't freeze to death, but control the environment. Personally, don't wear shiny jewelry. Don't wear things that distract. Dress professionally. Do not wear t-shirts, sweatshirts, anything that's got a slogan on it. Don't wear baseball caps. Don't do any of the stuff that's going to distract. You are in a professional college class. Dress professionally. You put on a coat and tie, fine. You put on a nice dress, fine. Don't look like you don't care, because if you don't care, I don't care, and it'll be reflected in your grade. Women. Some of you have this thing with the hair hanging down, and when it gets in your eyes, instead of reaching up and doing that, which is distracting enough, excuse me, you do the hair flip. You do the hair flip. And when you're doing that, and you're constantly doing that, you kind of look like you're in some kind of a fit mode, and that's not going to help either. So control your environment. All right. I mentioned the fantasy name and the photo ID already. Mentioned the shot. I mentioned the audience in the audience introductions. Never, but never, from the time your audience starts to come out until you finish your speech, never turn off the camera and turn it back on. Number one, we can tell. Number two, I will assume that you edited the audience into your video and they left. And they're not there. They must be there for your entire speech. You talk to the camera. Do not talk to the audience out there and Aunt Matilda over there and Mom over there. Talk to me. I'm the guy that puts the grade down. I'm the one you need to impress. There is a syllabus quiz you're supposed to already have done, or at least you need to be doing it. There is a practice video that is due Sunday night. Make sure you do that. What else? All right, let's talk about the syllabus here for a second. What do? Well, first of all, go and read the announcements. Secondly, you will see that it says Start Here. Start Here is where the syllabus is and the course calendar. I'm looking at another computer monitor over here, which tells me what's next. Next is class settings. Go to the class settings. Each class, there are 16 of them. 16 weeks, 16 class settings. All right, go to session number 1. First thing you see is a session overview. Then you will see the learning objectives. Then you will see the learning activities. And then you'll get into the required reading. And then you'll get into, if you need help to get Connect so you know how to upload your speeches, vital source support. And then you have your first reading assignment, which was already mentioned, but if you click there, your book electronically shows up on your computer. Your second reading assignment is there, so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be reading chapter 1 and then chapter 4. And then, by the way, you have PowerPoints next for chapter 1 and chapter 4. And then you keep going. There's next thing is assignments and assessments, and then supplemental activities, and then session 1 summary and overview of next session. Don't skip assignments and assessments. You got to go there and click on it, because that's where all the magic is. And when you click on that, you will now see Register for Connect, Discussion Board 1, Syllabus Quiz, that's where you go to take it, Practice Video Information, Full Speech Video, kind of a sample of a kind of a video that you can see another student has done. And then you'll see 2 Learn Smarts. Regardless of what you may have seen someplace else, you get no class credit for Learn Smarts. They'll make you smarter, they'll make you better, but no points. The points that you get in this class are listed in the syllabus. Learn Smarts are not part of that. I highly recommend you do it. I will monitor that you have. Do them. It will only help you in this course. Okay, so now you understand what you have to do. You've got a syllabus quiz. You've got a fantasy name. You've got a photo ID. You need to do all of that. Do not work ahead. In some cases you can't, because a lot of these things are set to open and close at a specific time. Generally, items for this week, this session, will open Monday morning at 8 a.m. and they will close the following Sunday at 11:59 p.m. That includes exams, that includes discussion boards and things like that. When you're in the session and you go into assignments and assessments, you'll see discussion board there. It's the same thing. Don't do it there. Go back out and click on the tab that says discussions, and on that tab, that's where you do the discussion board. Remember, you have to give an answer to that particular week's discussion item by Wednesday at midnight. Do not respond to anyone prior to Wednesday at midnight. A lot of people may have answers up there, and the inclination for some of you is, well, I'll go ahead and answer somebody that posted their answer Monday night. You need to look at everybody's response. Then pick one of them and respond to what they said. So you must answer the question and you must respond to something that somebody else has said. 10 points on the discussion boards. That's 160 points in the course. If you've paid any attention at all to the grade scale that's mentioned in the syllabus, there are 1,000 points available in this class. 160 points is a letter grade and a half. 10 points. If you don't do the first half of the assignment, post by Wednesday at midnight, you can't get any points at all. If you don't do the second half, you won't get those 5 points. If you do either one of them badly, or you don't do them full-fledged, like a response, and you say, oh, I agree, that's not a response, and that's not what you're told to do. So it's possible that you could get 3, 2, or no points for what is 10 points. You certainly won't get any points if you don't do either part of the assignment. And I've consistently had people in every class who do not do 100 points worth of discussion boards. They've lost a letter grade on something that they're answering pretty much for all of them off the top of your head. Not hard, don't have to do research, don't have to look things up. You can do it, okay? Make sure you take care of that. What else do you need to know? All right, speeches. You will see the speech outline there. It'll tell you how many points there are. Pay attention to what I say. The points are for the speech. If you see anything that conflicts with what I say in my syllabus, then ignore it, because it's not what's going to happen. I will post the evaluation forms. Some of what's there is not so great. I will post a cleaned up version of the evaluation, and I will post a cleaned up version of the speech with the time limit. Now, time limits. Let's say you have a speech that has 3 minutes. I give you 15 seconds of slop time on either side. So a 3-minute speech must run somewhere between 2:45 and 3:15. 4-minute speech, 3:45 and 4:15. I'm not going to quarrel about 4:20, 4:23, but you're supposed to practice your speech, and you should come. You're going to slow down a little bit. You're going to speed up a little bit when you actually give your speech, no matter how much you practice. But if you have a 3-minute speech and you go 5 minutes and 20 seconds, no, it's not even acceptable. If you have a 3-minute speech and you go 1 minute and 20 seconds, you haven't even tried. You don't even have near what you're supposed to have. Okay, so pay attention to that and make sure you do it right. Almost all of your speeches, except where noted, require a speaker outline and a preparation outline. Sometimes you're going to use a visual. Sometimes you're going to use a PowerPoint. You are to send me your speaker outline, your preparation outline, and any visuals you use. Send me copies of them. Send me the PowerPoint that you use as attachments to the same email message. Send it from your Ivy Tech email address to my Ivy Tech email address. Don't post it anywhere. Don't post it in Blackboard. Don't post it in Connect. Send it to me via email the way you're instructed to do, and make sure your subject line is properly filled out. So do all of that, and you'll do very well in this course. Speech-wise, I'm not here to turn you into a great speaker, a keynote speaker at some big national meeting. That's not my job. Most of you are terrified about taking a speech class in the first place. I understand that. Everybody in this class is in the same boat. I don't go crazy about people that aren't smooth and perfect and things like that, because I don't expect you to be. I want you to tell stories. I want you to be sincere. I want you to look like you've practiced your speech. I want you to dress for the speech. And I want you to tell a story. All right? I will tell you that I didn't think your grammar was that good. And I will tell you that you didn't have any energy and things like that. But if my goal is that at the end of this course, if I can get you to the point where you are not so uncomfortable speaking in public that you won't go to a school board meeting on behalf of your child, or a city or a county council meeting on behalf of yourself because of a fear of speaking in public, that's my goal, is to fix it so you'll have enough confidence that if you have to do something like that, you'll do it and not be so scared you won't do it. I'm looking forward to this class. I'm looking forward to a new group of students. I'm looking forward to hearing your stories. Speak personally. Speak about things you know and understand. Speak about things that will tell a story. Remember something else along the way. If you have any visuals and you can't get them in front of the camera like this to show me, then you got to send me a picture of the visual. Do not pan the camera over to show the visual you're holding up. Later on, when you use a PowerPoint, fix the PowerPoint so your audience where you are can see the PowerPoint. Send me the same PowerPoint in an email. I will look at it as you're talking about it, and we can do it that way. If you have any questions, I'm not an English teacher. I don't like writing. I like talking. Call me on the phone. There's a toll-free number on the syllabus if you would have to make it a toll call. Call me. Talk to me. Talk to me as often as you want. Talk to me about what you're thinking about doing. Ask me whether or not I think this will be a good idea. I will help you in every way possible. Call me. Don't expect long written answers. I don't do that. Okay? Have a great one. Looking forward to it. And you'll hear from me from time to time with these kinds of video updates. Okay? Talk to you next time.